the podcast where we are on some manifest your life.
Because you can.
Yes, you can. Shift your mind.
Easy peasy.
And raise the consciousness type of shit.
Because we work for the collective.
Yes. I am Christy.
And I am Mia. And you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends.
Hey, girlfriend.
Okay, so before we get into this week's topic, last week we talked about our words having power. Mm-hmm. Right? You know, we speak as we create.
Yep.
So just to quickly recap, you know, your words as you speak, they form and shape your reality and your perception every single day. I mean, in every moment, quite honestly. So if words have power, and they say studies show that we speak an average of 7,000 words a day. That's a whole lot of words.
Wow.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're using that much power, because words have power, to shape our world with our own words. Just think about if you used even 50% of those words to intentionally make sure you're creating your life. And then the other 50%, make sure that you're not putting anything in your life that you don't want there. Exactly. So if you're having a hard time shifting your mind or manifesting or bringing things into your life and shifting, change your words. All right, y'all? All right.
Now that is a word.
That is a word.
Pun intended. No, so I do agree, but baby steps. You know, focus on one thing that you can work on and build from there. Because it does take time to shift your mind and manifest your life.
Your life.
So start being aware of the words that you speak. And I think this was one of the first areas that I started working on. Is just like how I'm talking to myself or how I'm just talking in general.
Yeah.
Am I speaking life or am I speaking death?
Ooh. And
so today we are talking about what the dictionary refers to as the condition of being successful. So we are discussing prosperity. And what exactly does it mean to be prosperous? And the energy of money, often for all of us, the energy of money is directly connected to prosperity.
Yeah, we connect prosperity to money a lot. Yeah.
But that's just one form of prosperity, and that's something that we need to.
I mean, and you guys, so we've said this before. It's levels to this and layers to this. So prosperity, think about it. It says it's the condition of being successful. So you can be successful in a loving relationship. You can be successful in walking in your purpose. You living a life of service can be considered successful. So you can have prosperity in each of these different forms of your life. So if you think about it in a way, prosperity really is the wealth of vitality. It's the richness of the soul. So these are the things that carry they don't have like a price tag, but the areas of prosperity can be limitless. Like you can be prosperous, you can be prosperous in your health. You can be prosperous in the way you feed your body. So they're limitless and they're infinite. So when we talk about living a prosperous life, we want to talk about our whole self.
Yeah. So basically the episode title is A Prosperous Soul, because we don't want to focus the prosperity aspect just strictly on the financial. I mean, of course, we all like our coins.
Yes,
we all like our bills that fold up, that we can put in our bag and all that stuff. We like it. I mean, we need it in this realm. So, but we also want to not just focus on that aspect of prosperity, but in the aspect of prosperity holistically. All right. So there was actually a book that me and I ended up purchasing around the same time. Is it one of those times when we purchased? So the book is called Council of Light. Is that what it's called? Council? Yeah, the Council of Light. And Divine Transmissions for Manifesting the Deepest Desires of the Soul. And this is by Danielle Rama Hoffman. So we both end up purchasing this book around, I think within the same week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was within the same week.
Chrissy she was talking about, this book I'm reading, and I just got it. She's talking about this book. I said, oh, wait, what's the name of it? she was describing, I said, Christy, I just ordered that yesterday. So mine was on the way when she was talking about this book. I'm like, oh my goodness. And we've done this several times before.
So funny.
But it's a great book, you guys.
Yeah, it is a good book. And I feel like I need to just like read through it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into the topic of discussion for today's episode. So let's talk about soul wealth. So this is something that I feel like I've recently been able to tangibly feel, and that is understanding that wealth is just deeper beyond like the prosperity. So I'm just going to use this example. Travel to Belize, and for those of you, I don't know if I share this on the podcast, but my second marriage, we purchased land in Belize because I wanted to move there. And so we were planning on moving there. We went there to visit and to tour and to see the land. But there was just something about the people that I just loved. Like I couldn't put my mind on it. And these are people who may not be as
what
monetarily,
we would consider
like what we would consider prosperous
or
wealthy. But there was something in them. Excuse the traffic. There was something in them that I saw and that I felt that I wanted, and I just looked at them, was just like, I love the people in Belize.
That's interesting.
And it's just like, and I think oftentimes, I mean, maybe you guys have been in a situation where you've seen someone that may not be as what we considered well off, but you look at them, you're like, man, like I really wish that I could have that much freedom, or I really wish that I could have that much peace. For me, it was the joy. Like for them to just be so joyous for like with nothing, that's what I wanted.
What we would consider to be nothing.
Yeah, what we would consider, yes.
So I think you speak to, and I know we're going to talk about material wealth, but I think in a lot of what we consider the Western countries, the newer countries, we have the material wealth, right? But some of the countries where we will find, the luxuries of clean water, and that's a luxury compared to other countries. So in those countries where we're like, man, they're really struggling, they don't have anything, they have connection to the land, they have soul wealth, and they're not looking at them like there's something, like that's what I'm saying. I understand exactly what you're saying. There's something extremely wealthy about being happy, grateful with where you are, and not looking at understanding just because somebody else has more stuff.
Like what brand is that you're wearing? Ooh, what price?
Like, you know what I mean? So that's a different type. And again, that is not to say that desiring material wealth is a bad thing. I think the point of this, you guys, is understand that being wealthy, money is just one aspect of it. You can be wealthy right now. And probably are, but just haven't noticed. Like, man, I'm extremely wealthy out here. Like, what? So that soul wealth is the brilliance of the spirit. And like, think about it. Your soul has a long journey. And your soul is infinite. So your soul, on a soul level, no matter what's happening in your life right now, your soul loves it because it's an experience. It's something new,
whether it's a good or a bad experience.
So having soul wealth is understanding no matter what's happening, it's if we're going to use good or bad, it's all for my good. It's all from my highest self. So let me just allow myself to experience and not try to judge your own life. That's some soul wealth. That's just the way you walk around the world is just different.
It really is. And think about those times where you have you ever had those moments where you just wake up and there's no reason, but you are just in an amazing mood. Like you are just like, oh my gosh, like I feel so good. Like I feel like that is where your soul is wealthy.
Yes.
Waking up and being able to choose from, out of 100 pair of shoes to wear, that's not so well to me.
So, and then how you have those moments where I have these all the time. Saturday, when I was standing outside Our soul group got together, y'all. So Saturday night, it was after 3:00 in the morning. I went outside, and our sister Laura's backyard, which is beautiful back there.
It really is.
But at that point, I just was sitting there, and I was thinking to myself, this planet is beautiful. Everything breathes.
Yes.
Everything lives. I mean, I'm looking at these trees, and I'm like, I can see life. It's life.
Yeah.
When I have a very controversial opinion, but I'm sure a lot of people won't like about that. But we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna sidebar that. But I'm standing out there, and you have those moments where it's just like, I'm so damn grateful to be here. Even with that's so
Even
well.
with the challenge
like
and stuff,
I'm doing nothing. I'm literally standing in wet grass. I may have had some tea with me. I can't remember. I'm just standing there, and I don't know how long I was just standing in one spot staring with no socks on. It was just like
savoring those moments.
Savoring the moment, like the way the dirt smelled, the birds that were out. Like it's like it was silent enough for me to hear everything, and I was just so damn grateful.
Yeah.
Like, this is beautiful.
I love those moments.
Yes. You just have to be like, damn, I love my life.
Yeah.
Like, woo!
And you're just taking everything in. Again, and it's like there's nothing, like nothing was given to you. Nothing happened. You were just in this moment where you are like, wow. I really am blessed.
Where you get to step outside of your body for a moment and see your life from your soul place.
Yeah.
You're looking at it, it's just like, this kind of dope out here. We good. Like,
Life isn't so bad after all.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
It's not. It's woof. And especially when we put in, it's literally all our choices. It's all, what do we decide?
Yep.
What are we creating? What words are we speaking? And when you really think about it, like, this is literally a game where I'm playing my character and I get to create everything about this character. Are you kidding me? This is Sims for real.
Sims.
So why not enjoy it?
Yep.
Yeah. That's that soul wealth.
That's soul wealth. And I feel like I've said this before on the podcast, or maybe I shared it with you, I can't remember, but something that one of my angelic Reiki teachers told me was, she was like, I'm so grateful to be able to have this experience.
Yes.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
Just being able to experience these emotions, like, I'm so grateful.
That's how I am. Like, even like when I'm going through something where I feel the pain, it's something where I get to the point where I'm just like, oh my God, that hurt. Like, but I can feel. Because there are people in the world, there's probably people listening to this right now who don't know how to feel. So, you know what I mean? Because they've learned how to. Sorry, you guys. It's motorcycle season in Chicago. Lakeshore Drive, girl. We live off Lakeshore Drive, girl. You know what they do right in front of my house in the museum. That turn around. That's where they meet.
Right.
Ugh. But anyway.
Maybe they're heading your way.
They heading to you. They came from that way. That's where they convened for their ride. So. Darn it! What was I just saying?
Sorry.
Crippity crap. Okay, well, it's gone. But anyway, you have the ability to create your world. So that's what it is. When you take a step back and look at your life that you're living right now from your soul perspective, it's like you're reading a book. It's a story. And everything, it's like, think about that main character energy we talk about. You guys, in every greatest story ever told, the main character has a challenge, a struggle, something very difficult that they have to overcome. That there's a point in their life where they think like, okay, I got it, or they try to ignore it and everything's fine, and then everything's come crashing down. This is the arc of everybody's life story. And we have a choice on what that looks like within our own lives. And so when I think about the challenges that I have faced in the area that they're in, I'm like, oh, that's just like, yeah, this is just making me stronger. When I start looking at it like that, like I chose these challenges for a reason.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm about to get these because I came for this. I
I'm
came
about to
for
get
this.
these lessons.
I came for this.
Yeah. And that's actually something
And that's like, that's soul wealth. Like, this is an experience that and remember, I said this, I said, we have an option. You can either come here to observe this life, or you can experience it. And I feel my feelings.
I'm hands-on.
I'm hands-on. I'm all in. Okay? FOMO. I got FOMO. I'm all in for the win. I'm experiencing all of this. And I'm like, I've done so much work and like that I still love. Even the process is dope. Like, you think I'm gonna stop now? Girl, bye. I'm in. I'm all in. What are we talking about? Let's do this.
Coach, put me in the game.
Put me hey.
I've been learning this lesson right quick.
Right. So yeah, I just
so I can level up.
But that's soul wealth, being grateful for everything. Like I mean, I literally will have moments where I say this all the time to you guys because it's so real. Nothing could be happening. Nothing. I'd be getting off the elevator, walking down to my crib, and I'd be like, damn, I love my life. Carrying groceries. Like, I would look at stuff where, like, instead of getting irritated that I have to carry all my bags upstairs, I'll be like, are you fucking kidding me? How dare you?
That is so funny.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I have the ability to spend this money that I have the nerve to complain about carrying the stuff that I worked hard for to go buy. You know what I mean? To nurture my family. Yes.
Feed me and
yes. So I'm gonna take all of it up, and if I gotta make 2 trips, I gotta make 2 trips because you know what I mean. So
I'm grateful for
the experience. I love what she said, but I totally get that. It's like some people can't feel. They learned how. That's what I was saying. They learned how to cut themselves off because the pain part is like, I don't want the pain. Can I just feel the happy? And so what happens, you guys, that we don't realize is when we cut ourselves off from feeling the pain. It's the first, rule in physics. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. When you cut off being able to feel pain, guess what else you cut off? You never fully feel joy. Like, we have the spectrum. It's, how low you go is how high you go. How high you go is how low you go. And you got to, appreciate the journey. So as you're coming back up from that low, like nothing's permanent. It's all temporary. So if you're at your lowest, guess what for a fact?
If you do on the come up.
Thank you. If you do nothing, because this can't be permanent. It's just this is universal law. We can't fight this.
Yep.
So allow yourself to feel the feelings. And it's almost like the sooner we don't give it the power, and we give it power by trying to ignore it, because now it's fighting you. Like, oh, you trying to ignore me. Gotcha. You can't. It's not going to happen. So when you allow yourself to just feel it, you work through it at an increased rate. Instead of it just being stuck there. Not because you're literally, just because you're ignoring it doesn't mean it's there. It's going to poke. It's going to prod. It might manifest itself physically.
Right. Ignoring it doesn't make it go away.
It does not.
That's temporary. That's temporary.
Sir, ma'am. Yes, you. It ain't going nowhere.
And in some cases, it ends up building up. Like, think about just pretending like, there's no dirt on the floor, so I'm just going to sweep it under the rug. Eventually, if you keep sweeping shit under the rug and you ignore that it's even there, it's going to build up. So don't do that.
The house all funky now.
Right. Don't do that.
Got a whole anthill in your house.
Exactly. So let's talk about another type of wealth.
Material wealth.
Yep.
Material girl.
Material girl.
I like my Chanel on boots and okay. So material wealth. We talked about this a little bit, and I was saying, Western civilizations have a lot of material wealth.
Yep.
We have, you guys, like, seriously, a lot of the things that we take for granted that I'm so thankful for. This is not judgment, y'all. Look, I like clean water. It's as clean as it can be. The fact that I don't have to leave my home to get water. that there is, now mind you, we all buy bottled water, but the truth of the matter is, if shit ever hit the fan and ain't no water, guess what you're gonna drink? You're gonna drink that water out the faucet. And we have the ability to have right, yeah, and we have the ability to have these luxuries. We have so much. We have access to so much. So material wealth is something that we look at on an individual level. Now remember, like, not to be, or we don't want to judge like one is more than the other, because material wealth, the way I look at it, let me know what you think. Mm-hmm. I think when we think about material wealth, there's a few things. One, finances, the energy of finances helps to provide security.
Yes.
And safety. I need a roof over my, you know what I mean? So we understand that. And then there's people in their lives who attain a lot of material wealth, but they lack the soul wealth. So this is what I think, because we are all about everyone getting their coin, whatever level of abundance financially makes you happy. May you be blessed with that.
Yes.
Because I know. Look, I know. I'm like, I know I am. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely, and leave room to be surprised. Okay.
So I have a little bit of a confession. So, I was doing some manifesting, and honestly, I thought that being able to afford the things that I wanted or desired, that would make my life happier. And so I kind of did this experiment to see, like, okay, well, how would it be if, money wasn't an issue? And honestly, like, I felt like I was in this season where money was not an issue. And so I allowed myself to have the freedom that I wanted to do whatever it is that I wanted, or anything that I thought would be like, that's like the epitome of like making it, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
It did not fill me. Like, it did not light me up. It did not change me in the way.
It didn't set your soul on fire.
It didn't. Like, I thought that I would change. I thought that things would be different. I thought that I would be happy, but it really wasn't. Like, I'm happy because I'm happy, not because of this shit.
So, think about it. When we think about material wealth, especially because we have these thoughts, like, if I hit this number, or I get this, or then I'm good. I'm well on my way, and then I'll be happy then. But in the meantime, I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna hustle and put my nose to the ground. I'm gonna keep going, and we're not experiencing life at all. There's so many things that we're missing in life if we're just that grind, hustle hard. And I'm speaking from experience. Yeah. That's how that's how we were brought up. Hustle, work, get out. Hey, you can kick it all between after you get off work into the moment you have to walk in that office. But it's, you hustle, you grind, you keep going, you put your head down, you don't ask questions, and you look up one day and you got a little something, then you go back and get some more. And you're missing life in the meantime. There's something beautiful in the journey and building. So I would say one thing that I don't want to say caution about material wealth, but one thing that I think about when we talk about attaining material wealth is, are we being true and authentic to what it is that we actually want in our lives? Or are we chasing some level of material wealth that someone else says is, that you need to have?
Yeah.
So for me, if I never need to have another dime or dollar, if I could go any place and get the food I want, if I could go and jump on a plane, it's not about the money, it's what I do with it. Yeah, so if I could do the same things that I wanted to do without the money, what do I need the money for? So do you see? So when I look, that's why I am able to really understand that money is energy. Because the coin, the dollar, the credit card within it in itself, it is what it actually is. But what we do with the money, how we transform the energy of money, is where the real material wealth is.
Yeah, it's all energy. Currency
Like, what
is
makes
energy.
you feel good? What feel, you know what I mean? There's a couple people that I follow on. There's this woman on IG, and a sister. She
What's her name?
come on now, you know good ding dang well I don't remember, but I follow her, and so I just see she comes up on my feed. She dresses like 1940s 50s housewife. Like, her whole life is very like super vintage. Every day she'll make outfits for her husband. Like, they recently redid their kitchen, but she sews everything. And so she has it's like this whole aesthetic and it's beautiful, to watch, because I love the era, and I understand what she's reaching for, and I believe she's a housewife, and just a beautiful soul, and there's some nostalgia there, and she's younger than us, so she's gotta be maybe in her 30s.
Okay.
So it's not even the era that she was born in, but I guarantee you, if like a Kylie Jenner fan or somebody like that who looks at that like material, they would think that she didn't have material wealth, but she is fulfilled with how she wants to live her life. Mm-hmm. So her material wealth of what she wants to manifest materially in this world, she has created.
Right.
Now somebody else,
wealthy.
exactly, and do you see what I'm saying? Now somebody who's looking at like, I want to be like one of the Kardashians. That's the type of wealth that I want. They can't, you know what I mean? Like, now you're trying to be somebody else. What is wealth for you? What is that? You know what I mean? So for some people, it's like, look, I'm a shoe girl. I got to have my shoes. I got to have my bags. For some people, it's like, I will spend my last dime on a plane trip and an experience. Some people like, I like the electronics. You know what I mean? Like, I like the clothes. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has
clothes,
whatever
shoes,
is.
Purses, travel, food.
Yes.
Give it to me all.
Exactly.
Wine.
Yes. And so that's why I said, when I think about this life, I'm like, I'm here to experience all of that. So how can we expect to cut off one side and not get the other side? Right. That's not how this works.
Right. And
just
I will
take
say,
it in.
I will say that once you start having that soul wealth, it begins to manifest
your material wealth.
Yes, and I think
Christy,
that's something
absolutely.
That's really important.
Absolutely.
Because when you're, again, energy flows where the mind goes. So if you are focused on like your soul wealth, that energy is going to manifest also physically in the material world. And I mean, it's like, it's one of those things that just experiment, try it for your own, but be focused on the community outside of yourself.
I've heard a few motivational speakers say something to the effect, people who are go ahead. People who are people who are in the process of creating financial wealth for themselves. They'll tell them, "Hey, don't focus on the money.
Right.
Focus on you. Focus on building yourself. Don't wake up thinking, oh, I got to build my bank account. I need to build me.
You up.
And when you build you up, when I say everything is energy.
Everything.
I cannot explain. Like, this is one of those things, like, if I could interfere you know how they get those tornado warnings and stuff on your phone? If this was a message that I could put on everybody's phone so that they understand. When I tell you everything is energy, and we literally came to Earth to learn how to transform, transmute energy. That's what we're doing down here. Like, y'all, that's it. So material wealth, especially when you're connected to your soul wealth, it's just another expression of you.
Another expression. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, for some ladies like the jewelry. Some people.
Me is one of them people.
I'm one of them people.
With her fancy moonstone necklace. You all should see this. I'm gonna have to take a picture of it. She always finds like the best stuff, the best jewelry stuff.
Mama likes her gemstones.
Yes, Mama does.
Mama likes but
Mama does. But you're here to experience that.
Exactly.
So
especially since I know all of it is an energy too. So
give me that.
Like, even our diamonds. Y'all, that is a crystal. They carry an energy too.
Sure is.
Oh, wait. Sidebar. Real quick. For all our people who are in Chicago.
Isn't it hot? Shit.
No, it's burning hot.
I love it.
This Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Both Christy and I are vending at the Time Out Chicago Stash Market. Mm-hmm. It's Saturday from 10 to 4. Mm-hmm. We have some lovely things. We've been here cooking up some beautiful magic and some love and working. We got some beautiful jewelry. Like we're gonna have some good time. There's some other vendors there. Our soul sister Shannon with Lorinda with Stash Markets did this partnership with Time Out Chicago, and so at the Time Out Chicago Marketplace on Fulton.
Yep.
Come check us out. Come say hi. Come check out our wares. This oil I put together. Ooh, y'all.
Goddess oils. Yes,
these goddess oils. And I know there's a woman who does waist beads. There's Christy's gonna have some crystals and some jewelry. Like it's some beautiful
some herbal magical
some herbal magic. So you guys come check us out.
916 West Fulton Street is the address.
Boom, bam, bam.
Come on out.
What made me say is we talked about the diamonds, because in this one of these goddess oils, I have this chrome goddess oil that has the Herkimer diamond in it.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh, y'all.
Wait, each bottle?
Each bottle has a Herkimer diamond in it.
Getting a diamond.
It's woo, baby. I used it the other night. I said, oh, baby, I'll put my foot in this. I was like, okay. If y'all trying to fly.
She put the entire foot, including the baby toe.
Up to the ankle bone.
Right.
No, like for real. This is some connection on the whole. Ooh, I was like, yeah. Y'all need to be careful out here. But so I'm. You guys come. It'll be a good time. Yes. And I believe there's like a restaurant down there at Time Out.
They have all.
It's like a cafeteria style. We're different. Like a market. Yeah,
they have all kinds of restaurants out there.
So come grub, come shop
for Juneteenth weekend.
Yeah, and come support some. Actually, I think they're all women-owned businesses that are vending.
I think it meant
it might be one.
Someone else's, yes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, so mostly women.
Mostly women.
99% women. But hey, just come out and support small businesses, you guys.
And come say hello.
Yeah, and please come say hi. Hopefully Kristen and I will be next to each other, which might be helpful.
And tell us you listen to Two Queens, and then maybe we'll give you a discount.
I'm just saying, it could be your lucky happy day. All right. Sorry. Moving on.
Okay, yeah, moving on. So let's talk about nature and prosperity. So think about, not that I want to put that type of energy out there, but think about the tragedies that happen to us and how it brings us together as a community. So this recent shooting at the school, think about 9/11, think about COVID, but these are basically like traumatic or tragic situations that bring us together, that unite us, that bring us together as one mind and allows us to band together. And so I'll talk about COVID, because why not? We've been talking about it.
It's a topic of discussion.
It's a topic of discussion. So COVID brought a lot of people closer. So I'll share this example. You guys, I love examples. So before COVID, I would see my family maybe quarterly, special events, holidays. We wouldn't necessarily talk on a regular basis. But during COVID, we started this weekly family Zoom chat, where we connect with each other and we ask, like, how's everything going? How are you feeling? What's going on? Because we were all stuck in our house, and what else can we do but reach out to family members? So, like, those are certain experiences that happen in nature that bring people together. 9/11, think about all the people that united around 9/11. So there is a level of prosperity that we can experience through natural disasters or through tragedies that happen in our lives. So that's just something that you can think about too. Is there an example that you have, Mia?
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to see if I could find this quote. Dang it.
If not, we can go back to it.
I remember the essence of it. I just don't have the quote. So when we think about the macrocosm reflects the microcosm, as the microcosm reflects the macrocosm. So what's happening individually is happening on a collective level.
As a
and
collective.
Yes. So, and we say this all the time, as within, without. So when I think about nature and prosperity, we look at the world and we say, oh my God, everything is going to shit. There's tornadoes, there's earthquakes. Yeah, we had a tornado here in Chicago. Girl,
Recently, right?
like a couple of days ago. Girl, the bubble I put around my building, everybody who was in my building,
You're welcome.
You welcome, because they didn't even feel the wind. Because I was like, oh no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. So, you guys. So when you look at all these things that are happening out in the world, they are really a reflection of what's happening with us internally.
Yep. As a collective.
So how, as a collective, not, you know what I mean? So how do we shift what's happening externally within nature? We shift ourselves. So it is imperative. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in so-and-so needs to do this, and if they did this, literally, the best, most important, quickest and most effective way that you can change the collective, change what's happening within our world, is by changing yourself. Be what you want. I mean, I hate that, you know, I think it's actually Gandhi who said that before they attributed to Obama, but whoever said it, it's not, you know, whoever said it, the sentiment is so real. It's literally speaking truth to power. Like, the power is be who you want to see in the world. Be who that is. Be like, that's what I'm saying. You know, they gave it to.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, everybody attributes it to him. You know, microwave society. Don't get mad at them. You know, somebody cut a clip and that's it. So, and then what happens is you start changing the world just around you, right? So now, when I've switched my frequency to reflect the type of world that I want to live in, my world started to reflect that, my immediate world.
Right.
So then there are people and situations and whatever that don't necessarily fit that, and there's a little bit of a struggle there, because it's like I don't understand. It's just my energy has changed because I'm reflecting what I want to see in the world. So the people are of love and of light. Like, I'm telling you, it's switching, it's adjusting. Their energy either shifts to, you know, to the frequency that I'm on, or, you know, we're just not on the same frequency.
We said it before,
and that's
like,
okay.
as you shine your light, you provoke other people to shine their
theirs,
light, and then it goes on.
And so just think of everybody is doing that.
Yes.
Right? So then what happens is you're creating this sphere of influence of, you know, where everybody is the center of the universe, because you really are from your perspective.
Yes, you are.
And you're creating your world. And then so Chrissy's creating her world. Brantley's creating his world. And then where those worlds collide, because that energy matches, they all come together and it gets bigger, and you have this bigger circle. So what happens is, what has happened to our universe and what's happening with us, there are a lot of people who, on a micro level, have chosen to, I want to breed fear. I have a conquer mentality. Yep. It's the individual above all. It's nobody, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna show you. It's revenge. There's so much of that. And so guess what they do? They find each other too.
Yep.
And they're creating a bigger sphere of influence.
Yep.
So when I tell you how imperative, if you don't like what you're seeing,
change it.
Change your life, and everything around you changes. And then you start connecting with other people, and then we're building another sphere of love over here. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. That's the sphere.
Before. It
just
all
like, seriously,
starts
with you.
It all starts. Everything that you're looking for, everything that you seek, everything that you desire, it starts with you.
Yep.
All right, so we're talking about this soul wealth, right? How do
Wait,
you obtain
nature.
it?
Oh yeah, no. Oh, how to obtain soul wealth? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
So how to obtain soul wealth? So this is really interesting. So I will say, learn how to be more in the present. I think that's number one, because it's so hard to find those moments of just pure bliss and happiness and joy when we're thinking of things in the future or thinking of things in the past. So try to remain in the present. Also think less on an individual level and more as a community on a collective level. Mm-hmm. Because something shifts when you are helping other people. When your mission is to serve, something shifts and it's less about you, but more about the people around you. Again, something shifts. And there's been more of a shift in our world that is growing prosperous relationships within our community. And so strive for more strive for more harmony and resonance in your world. Mm-hmm. And that will help that's how you will begin to obtain soul wealth. So what do you think, Mia? How do you obtain soul wealth?
This is something that we were talking about right before we came on. Truly being honest with myself with where I feel joy and where I feel peace and where I feel chaos and where I feel confusion. Because we do a excellent humans. Let me tell you something. Humans, man, we are so good at convincing ourselves of some shit that we want to be convinced of. It's true.
Me too.
It's so true. Like we do. That's just what we do. It's part of our human nature. So when I start thinking about soul wealth, it was really starting to get to know myself. You trying to see what those cards were? I bet you it's something good. Apologize. I just looked at Christy. So soul wealth comes from being honest with your soul and your feelings. And like you guys, like we feel through this world. That's like it's such a joy. I love that quote she said. It is such a joy to be able to feel everything.
Everything.
I mean, all of it.
Even like heartache. It's like, oh my gosh, like this is like being able to connect with someone on that level.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it's just, wow, like that is such an honor. It's such a blessing to be able to experience that. But yeah, just,
And wait.
Find those moments.
Find those moments. And the other thing is... Oh, no. I was going to take a picture. And the other thing was... when you are honest with yourself about... When you're honest with yourself about... what you feel and who you are, and like seriously, when you think about what if I go here, what do I feel, and be honest with yourself and behave in a way that is honorable to the truth of who you are, that's how you start obtaining soul wealth.
Yes.
And I'm gonna keep saying to relationships, because I know that damn near everybody who's listening to this right now has experienced this.
Yes.
Where you're in a relationship, and when you're around the person, I don't feel good, I don't feel safe, I don't feel warm, but we can't let it go. We are literally blocking ourselves from feeling the soul wealth of what we could be or what we really want, because we're afraid to let this go. So sometimes in obtaining soul wealth, there is a sacrifice of what is not. This does not match the value of my soul. Mm-hmm. And when everyone gets to the point where you say, the value of my soul, my self-value is a non-negotiable. It is unfuckwittable.
Right.
If everybody in this world did that, the energy matches come like this. Can you imagine? Seriously. So it's really about being honest with who you are and how you feel, and honoring it. And when I say honor it, that means and act accordingly.
Yeah.
Respond in kind. If your body is telling you, I don't like it here. If your mind is telling you, I don't like it here, this doesn't feel good, and we keep going that way, you are betraying yourself. You are dishonoring the wisdom of your soul. And when you think about that, like, who wants to do that? But we do it all the time, you guys. And this is something we can stop immediately. Yeah. And this is how we start to obtain that soul wealth. This is how we start to have a prosperous soul. Yeah. And I'm telling you, everything flows from the prosperous soul.
Everything. Because
it's
you also start to attract everything. You start to attract the things that you desire in your life because you are vibrating at that level.
Yes. Vibrating.
Yes. Okay, so something else about prosperity. So time does not equal prosperity. And this is a concept that I am just starting to wrap my brain around. So in our society, in this 3D world, here on Earth, time equals money. When we work a job, we are exchanging our time
for money. Money. So energy exchange.
Energy exchange, correct. But money and prosperity is your birthright. And I think that's something that we need to shift. So we talk about shifting your mind. So let's shift your mind over here. Money and prosperity, whatever prosperity looks like for you, that is your birthright. Both time and money are forms of prosperity as well as abundance. You have all the time. You have all the energy, all the health, all the money.
Yes.
Not only are these considered resources, but these are forms of nourishment to you and your soul. So you can't exchange one form of prosperity for another to become prosperous. It just is. You already are. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I like that. I actually like how you said that a lot. Hold on. I'm thinking you said something like time does not equal to prosperity. So when I think of time, I think about aging.
Yeah.
In this aspect. So just to give you like the container with which I'm coming from. So when I think of it from that aspect, I'm like, time has nothing to do with prosperity.
Right.
Because what will happen is society will tell you, hey, if you don't do this by age 30, if you don't do this by this time, if you don't do this by this time, it's over for you. Like that abundance that you were looking for in this area of life, like you're supposed to be at this point, according to whom, right? So when it says time does not equal prosperity, because you are wholly unique and different and special than anybody else in this whole freaking world. And your time is not their time. I would tell you that, at the ripe age of almost 45 in 2 weeks, or a week and a half.
Oh my gosh.
I feel, if I look at age, I feel younger than I felt in a very long time. Yeah. And that's reflecting on me physically. I'm telling you, it's something about cleansing your soul. It's just like, how did I got the Benjamin Button.
There you go.
Because time does not equal prosperity. When I think of it from an age thing, so so don't count yourself out because someone tells you, oh, if you didn't reach VP by 35, you're washed up or blah blah blah. That's not your time schedule. Your time schedule is your time schedule, and honor that. Honor the truth of who you are. As soon as everyone gets back to honoring themselves and not trying to emulate somebody else, this is when I say real diversity and inclusion comes into this world, okay?
Real diversity
and it's beautiful. And it's beautiful. So yeah, you can't. And I think we are trained to think like we exchange our time as a sacrifice for growing, for getting prosperity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's why I like the reminder that you guys, it's not even an equal exchange, because the exchange is bam. That
Already.
part. The exchange is you are born, so therefore you are prosperous.
Hello.
All this is
boom,
an
bang, bang.
Right, boom, bang, boom.
Bang.
All this is a recognition and an awareness that prosperity is who you are, is who and what you are, because you are here. Period. And you decide what prosperity is for you.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times when we, like, let's think about our birthright. Like, our birthright is to breathe. Like, we don't think about that, but we breathe. Like, we just do it on a regular basis.
Yes.
It's something that we just do.
Yes, absolutely.
And that we need to have the same mindset when it comes to prosperity.
Yes. Oh, Christy, I love that.
You know, like, it's just
as you live and breathe, you are prosperous.
I think that's the next affirmation.
Let me, you know what? Look, I'm like, live and breathe. I am prosperous. Come on, you know, I'm about to put this on.
You know what, shoot, we might need to have a little ringer.
Right. Let me put this on let me text this to you so I can remember it.
As I live and breathe, I am prosperous. But yeah, let's okay. So, you know, piggybacking off of time.
You piggybacking.
I know. I'm trying to like talk to you guys. We're drinking rosé tonight, and I think the rosé might have gotten to me a little bit, just a little bit. Sorry, but think about time and space. We are infinite, and we are multi-dimensional beings. And so the concept of time and space, and we talked about getting deeper in our conversations. Maybe this is a conversation we need to have at some point. The concept of time and space is shifting. And
I said the understanding of it.
There you go. The understanding.
Yeah. We understand a little bit more.
So action no longer equals outcome, because time and space really, it's a concept that we've created here.
Yes.
In the 3D realm.
Man. So we've talked about multidimensionality. A
little bit.
No, I'm talking about me and you.
Yeah.
Have talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a new Netflix special. So after I talked to you and I was like, okay, I'll see you later on. I'm gonna come over there, to record. I started watching. That's how I accidentally fell asleep on the couch. But I texted you, I'm like, oh shoot.
So was it a good show?
It actually was, but I was, I had a gummy and my computer. I fell asleep. I'm like turned on the show. I got the computer on my lap and I didn't passed out. But
they were the best naps, I'm telling you.
Yes, it was a surprising nap and it was excellent. But this show called God's Favorite Idiot. And it's with Melissa McCarthy, I believe her name is. She used to play Suki on one of my favorite TV shows. So yes, I love her. So she and her husband are the main characters in it. And the story is about this guy. He's, what they would consider a simpleton, and God chose him to be a messenger, right? So at one point in one of the episodes, God comes down in the form of this older woman. He was like, oh my goodness, I always knew you were a woman. She's like, well, he's like, she's like, I'm everything, and I can be everywhere. And he's like, I thought there was a war going on right now. She was like, and so basically they found a very comedic and light way to explain multidimensionality, because the woman, she's like, well, time is not like how you guys see it. We are many things at the same time. So yes, I am fighting that war that's going on in heaven, but I'm also in here and I'm also over there. You know what I mean? And truthfully, that is us. Mm-hmm. There are several versions of ourselves being played out right now. Now, just to go a little bit deeper, remember we talk about you choose how you want this life to be. Yep. Talk about those chapter books. Like, do you go to the cave with your friends, or do you decide to take your little brother for a short bike ride? You know what I mean? And that determines. So there's some point in your life where, and I think to myself, like, there's a version of me who never met, people that I know now, that doesn't have a jade. You know what I mean? There's a version of me who is living what I would say is my dream life. And so when we start talking about multidimensionality and understanding who we are, what's to stop us from tapping into the timeline that we want to live in? It's almost like, oh, let me just switch characters. Or guess what I could do? Bring that timeline over here. And that right there,
Yep.
just think, imagine, there is literally a version of you right the fuck now.
That is exactly where you want to be.
Exactly where you want to be. And guess what you can do? Tap
Align
into
yourself with that
bing bang boom.
of yourself.
But I don't want to make anybody's head pop
I
off
know.
them. But that's a very real thing.
Yeah,
but
you
what
can
I
jump
love,
dimensions,
and it's another for real. And another thing, Christy, you would like this. They have Archangel Shamuel in it.
Oh, they do?
Yes. Girl, but they did it in such, I'm like, but I'm listening to it. I was like, did you say Archangel Shamuel? I said, wait a minute now. Let me listen a little bit. Really interesting.
Let me hear this show.
Yeah, it's.
All right, I'm gonna have to borrow someone's TV.
Girl, you can put it on your computer.
I don't have Netflix. You said it's on Netflix. What is it on?
Yeah, Christy, you can use my Netflix account.
Okay. Well, they're cracking down on that stuff.
Okay,
I'm a rule follower, you guys.
Oh my goodness.
I like to follow rules. That's just, which is crazy because
I did,
rule breaker all my life.
Right, that's actually because Jade is such a rule follower. Mama, you can't do that. That's, girl, I could do that. Those lines are over there. What? We're not doing that. But so what I do to make myself feel better about the fact that I don't follow rules, I don't read them.
Well,
I can be ignorant. I didn't know.
You can't be accountable if you didn't read it.
Didn't know that. Oh, that's what we're supposed to do? I've always had in my career, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all.
Which is so funny because that's what people do spiritually. They don't want to tap into
absolutely
themselves because then once they know,
it's like you gotta, dang, now I'm really lying. But I'm like, no, I don't want, no, I would straight be like, they're like, oh, so here the, no, I'm good. Because seriously, what has helped me be a little bit more risky in life and help me move forward is when, working in corporate America was ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yes, we talk about that all the time at my job.
No, that was like, I had my host and said, let me tell you how we do this.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
I didn't.
Please forgive me.
Yep. I mean, seriously, they'd be like, the amendment. I got an idea. And I'm not even going to tell you because I feel like, especially when you're talking to your legal department, oh my goodness. Oh, I would just wear them out. Like, oh, for real? Well, it's out now. But it says blah, blah, blah. Oh, well. Oh, that worked out exactly how I said it was, huh? Oh, poo, poo. But sometimes, hey, and
please forgive me.
And sometimes you have to, you take a risk and be like, hey, it might not work out in my favor. But anytime I was like, you know what? I really believe. Do you know what I mean? Like, let me think about this.
Yeah. That is so true.
You stretch the rules a little bit. Like, we weren't supposed to do that. Oh, I didn't.
Well,
nobody said anything.
I didn't see anything.
Oh, it was in the employee handbook. Did I get that?
Whoops. Forgive me.
My bad.
Okay, so what's your takeaway?
My takeaway is when we start to think about prosperity, I want us to expand our thoughts from just financial prosperity and think about living a prosperous life, which comes from connecting to the fact that you have a prosperous soul and it's just who you are.
Yeah.
So it's just everything about me is
right.
prosperous.
Yep.
The way I feed myself, the way I look, the way I love. To me, it's all because exactly. And then everything starts to match and align with that. So that's my takeaway, y'all.
My takeaway is easy breezy.
Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Oh, sorry.
And that was our ads.
Right.
Mia singing. But no, for me, the takeaway is once you are prosperous in one area, you can be prosperous in all. So honestly, it just takes a matter of you being prosperous in one. Like once you feel that, you can feel the same across all boards. So that's my takeaway. All right, what is the temple work today?
So, okay, you guys. Oof, itchy. I want you to, because we talked about different areas of prosperity. Yeah. So what we're going to focus on is soul prosperity. So what I want you to do is imagine, use a little imagination, you guys. Imagine that you can do this as a meditation, or if you'd like to write it, it's up to you. But still yourself enough where you are imagining that you're watching the movie that is your life. You're observing your life. And see it from... Sorry, it's... Okay.
Sorry,
and
guys.
We're letting the police cars go by. Or is that an ambulance?
I think it's an ambulance.
Fire truck.
There you go.
Apologies, you guys. So imagine that you are observing your life as your higher self, as your soul. Like your soul jumped out your body and is looking at your life. And everything that the soul sees is good, because the soul knows the end before the beginning. The soul knows this is what we designed, and I know this is where we're ending, and this is what's going to happen. But the soul is observing the journey as it unfolds. So imagine when you're looking at your life from that perspective. Just really get into that childlike imagination that you are literally watching your life. And you can either say this to yourself, but I do think it would be helpful if you write this down. I'm always going to encourage you to journal. Write down what your soul sees from your life. And remember, the soul sees everything as beautiful. And what jumps out at you? You might be surprised at some of the stuff that our human selves believe that we judge as bad or good or go away we don't want. When we look at it from the perspective of our soul, we see, oh my goodness, look how I grew there. Oh, that was such a blessing. So look at your life from that perspective, and the top things that come to your mind that you are grateful for as you are observing your life as your soul, watching you experience this life. What are you grateful for? And that's a way to help you start to really get into understanding that you are truly a prosperous soul. So that's your homework, y'all. Your temple work.
Truly prosperous. No, that's good. And, you guys, Mia writes everything down. She is what we call the scribe.
I was about to say that.
Our soul sisters, our soul sister group. She writes everything down, and she, goes back in. It's like her encyclopedias. It's like her personal library. Like, no, this is what...
We could be having a conversation about something. I'd be like, wait a minute. I wrote this down. And I go back, I'll be like,
I wrote this down 7 years ago.
Hand me that. And I know it. I don't know which journal. Like, hand me that one. I'm like, yeah. But really, though, it's messages. But now what I'm understanding is, like, these channel to download messages from my higher self. That's why I say I always had the recipe. I just didn't damn know. Like, so there's things that will come and I'll be like, and I've literally written things specifically for friends. Like, oh, did I tell you about this? Oh, I forgot. Like, why didn't you say? But it was shared when it needed to be. So, yeah.
So journal.
I
will say, and I say this, I feel like I say this every episode, that you have got me journaling more. I still don't journal like every day, but I keep a journal next to me whenever I meditate, because something is always bound to come through. Okay, so let's talk about this week's featured crystal.
Yes.
Crystal of the week. So the crystal of the week is cinnabar. So cinnabar, yeah, me too. It's like fancy, like cinnabar. There are certain words that don't feel good when it rolls off the tongue, but cinnabar,
I like the cinnabar.
Yeah, cinnabar.
I could do that.
Cinnabar. Okay, so cinnabar resonates at a frequency that burns through limitations and allows you to mold reality to your will. And it is a stone of alchemy and magic, allowing you to access the underlying energy of creation and to utilize that energy to shift reality. This is what we've been talking about, y'all. So this crystal...
This is perfect.
Perfect. This crystal is perfect. So this crystal stimulates the Kundalini energy and encourages a balanced flow of chi through the body. And so one of the things that makes this crystal very special is its ability to help manifest energy into physical form. This crystal is a powerful ally for spiritual alchemists and for those who practice magical manifestation and other types of transformation. So I thought this crystal would be perfect for this particular episode. The element is fire, chakras, roots, sacral, and third eye. There is an affirmation that goes with this crystal, which is, I call forth the divine blueprint of my highest self, and through me, the patterns of spirit manifest in the physical world.
I like the divine blueprint.
Yes. So have you worked with Cinnabar before?
No, I'm looking it up right now.
Every time I
see this.
Especially if I come across a new crystal that I've never worked with before, I end up going to buy it.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm going to have to.
It does? Okay. I was hoping it had a cinnamon type color.
It looks like it has like cinnamon. It has that brown, like rusty, fiery. So I've never worked with it. Mia's never worked with it, but we are about to start working with it.
I'm about to say I definitely got it.
We're about to get some
this
Cinnabar.
is pretty. Yeah, I need to find this.
Get some Cinnabar.
Gorgeous.
So, do you have a message? Is there a message for the day?
No. Look, I'm like we messaged it up. How long have we? What's our
time?
Yes.
I'm sure it's about an hour by now. An hour and 6 minutes.
Well.
Yep.
All right, guys. That's our time.
That is our time.
We talked for a whole hour and 6 minutes.
We sure did. Before we go, though, so I don't know if you all can see. So we've added something to each of our episodes where if you would like to support the show, you can send a donation, send a contribution, send a love offering, whatever it is that you think. Again, everything is energy. Currency is energy. So if you would like to support us, support the show, support us in buying a bottle of wine, or
we like a little wine.
We do like wine. Thank you guys for those who have, sent us money for wine or even like reached out to us for that. But
no, seriously,
there is
a
way that you can support the show. This is something that we love to do, but it does take time. It takes energy. It takes finances to do this, but we love this so much that we just continue to do it. But we've gotten to a point where it's like, you know what, if there are people out there who would like to support us,
energy exchange, baby,
right, we're not going to block our blessings. So
I like the way you say that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you all for listening to Two Queens and Crystal Things. Make sure to send us a review. You can even DM us if you have any suggestions or opinions that you would like to share with us. DM us on our Instagram page. You can always email us at info@twoqueensandcrystalthings.com, and you all know how to find us. Also, be sure to follow our personal pages. Mia, she can be found at Wings Unleashed 444, and then me, you can find me at Christy R. Edwards on IG. So thank you all.
And you guys, wait a minute, 1 second. Did you tell them? And just one more reminder: Stash Market.
Yes.
Christy and I are both vending this Saturday. Fulton Marketplace,
Father's Day.
From 10 to 4 p.m. If you are in Chicago, come check us out. A lot of dope vendors. You'll find some fun stuff, and it's right above where we are. There's some dope restaurants down there too, so you can come have a good time. Yep. Shop and eat and enjoy your Saturday with us. All right, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Light, peace, love,
and soul.
And soul.
Bye-bye.
Bye.